Facebook family, beautiful Friday morning here in South Wales, and just want to come in and have a little conversation before some of you get cracking with your meetings, with your businesses. Many of you already have, of course, but if you're jumping on with me for this conversation, maybe you're still traveling, maybe you're commuting, maybe you're resting up, taking in a little bit of a few videos, few statuses before you get cracking. So I'm excited to have just a quick conversation with you about beating the obsession with motivation. We've got this obsession. We picture ourselves as lions and wolves, which is great. I mean, of course, this imagery is powerful, but we've seemed to have developed a obsession with motivation, and this might seem a little bit strange coming from someone who is sometimes described as a motivational speaker. I've got a chapter on motivation in my book, but I want to talk to you about some of the truth as people start to jump on, some of the truth about motivation and this obsession that I see, and people really trying their best to rev themselves up to motivated, and they want to be motivated 24/7. So the first thing to recognize, I guess, is that motivation is a feeling. Morning, James. Morning, brother. Motivation is a feeling, right? It's a feeling. You've got happiness, you've got sadness. We've got hundreds of feelings that we experience as humans, right? So, trying to hold on to and stay motivated 24/7 doesn't make a lot of sense, because we need to move through the spectrum of human feelings, right? And here's the thing: we live in a balanced universe. Right? So if we get ourselves absolutely revved up to motivated, and we hammer that workout, smash that meeting. Morning, Fatima, how are you? We get ourselves revved up to motivated due to the nature of the balance in this universe. See that? If we're going to get revved up to motivated, balanced universe, of course. And then we wonder why we can't be motivated all the time. That makes sense? That's not the way it works. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes we need the rev up. Sometimes, of course, we're down here. Sometimes we're down and we're down and we're down. We live in a balanced universe. We crave to get back to that balance. So, of course, if we're down here, we're lazy, we're not feeling it, we're not really doing much. Fatima says, I'm fine. How are you? I'm wonderful. Thank you, Fatima. And we're down here, we're lazy. And then, of course, sometimes we need that rev up. We need that motivation response to be back in that balanced state. Here's what's interesting, my friends. Sometimes we need the down. Now, this is a strange concept. Sometimes we need the down. So let's say that I have a great day. I get up at 5. I smash the gym. I do my walk. I spend some amazing time with my family. I go to an event. I change lives, right? People are telling me after the event I'm changing their lives. I'm so motivated. I'm so happy. I'm up. Sometimes we need to bring ourselves down. Interesting. Because if I'm up here, I'm up, I might miss something. I might miss an opportunity to learn. Morning, Rose. I need to bring myself down, thinking, what did I miss? How could I have served my family even better? Who did I miss? Who could I have spent more of a conversation with? Does that make sense? How could I have done better on the stage? Bring myself down. Does that make sense? Taking advantage of the balanced nature of the universe, bring myself down. After being so motivated and everything being so great all day. That makes sense? So the question is, why do you even want to be motivated, right? Why even be motivated? Invariably, it's because you want to achieve some type of goals. Does that make sense? So, it might be a body goal, a fitness goal, health and fitness goal. It might be a business goal. And you want to be motivated to get to that gym, motivated to do that business planning, motivated to stick to that nutrition plan. That makes sense? That's why you want to be motivated. Here's the challenge. It ties back to what I said at the start of the video. Motivation is a feeling, right? So it's there and it's gone, it's there and it's gone. Sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down. Does that make sense? But for us to achieve our goals, we need to remain consistent in the attainment of those goals. Does that make sense? We need to remain consistent in the attainment of those goals. So, it doesn't really matter. I mean, this is an age-old example popularized by the great Zig Ziglar, no longer with us. But if my goal is to have healthy, bright, white teeth, right? And I only brush my teeth or floss or mouthwash or go to the dentist when I'm motivated to do so. Then I'm not going to have healthy, bright, white teeth. You see where I'm going with this? I brush my teeth 2-3 times a day, floss, mouthwash, visit the dentist regularly, whether I'm feeling motivated or not, because the goal is healthy, bright, white teeth. So what if we could take that philosophy into other pursuits? What if I did the business calls? What if I did the sales calls? What if I did the weight sessions, the cardio sessions, stuck to the nutrition plan, whether I was motivated or not? That makes sense? If we've got this, if we're relying on this motivational crutch, then we're either going to delay or stop ourselves from achieving our goals. If we're relying on this motivational crutch. So a key part of this is acceptance. An acceptance of periods of low motivation, which gives you an excitement for periods of high motivation, bringing it back to that balanced universe. If you're experiencing a time of low motivation, accept that. Eat the healthy meal on your nutrition plan anyway. Go to the gym anyway. Does this make sense? And here's a real key now. Here's a real key. And I've been doing this morning over the last half hour or so. You know those times, for whatever reason, for me, oftentimes, it's a conversation with my son or fun time with my son. Motivation hits you. The feeling of motivation hits you when you're in a state of high motivation. Here's a real key, my friends. As soon as that feeling hits you, you go to work. You absolutely, whilst you take advantage of that feeling, whatever has cultivated it, don't just sit there and be motivated. Use that feeling, utilize that feeling that's moving through you to really tick things off. Do 100 extra press-ups. Go for an extra half-hour walk. Make another 15, 20, 25 sales calls. Does this make sense? And then you're taking advantage, you're capitalizing on the feeling. And then you're cultivating a lifestyle that doesn't rely on it. Does that make sense? And then with practice, you notice that your base layer, so I mentioned balanced universe, and I said this absolute huge high state of motivation, then of course can be balanced out by this low. What happens is, as you cultivate this and you get better at this, your high level of motivation, your low level of motivation are a lot closer. Does that make sense? So, even though you're still going through this up and down fluctuations through feelings, as you do with any other feeling, and as any human being, because we're human beings, right? So, but as you practice, as you cultivate this, you base your goal achievement around habits, routines, and rituals, as opposed to the crutch of motivation. Then you really start to see rapid progress and what I love to call momentum. And guys, I just want to finish this video. I put the filter up there to remind me. I want to finish this video that as humans, a feeling that we can go to very, very quickly is love. Does that make sense? That feeling of love. I've got lots of great friends and mentors on Facebook that remind me of this, I mean, 5 years ago, when I was first getting into this type of stuff, I was focused on motivation. Look at my face here. Look at my face. I was focused on motivation, getting motivated, staying motivated, hammer it down, grinding. And of course, sometimes, I still of course go through periods of hard work and late nights and early mornings, of course. But a feeling that's part of the natural human state, my friends, is this love. It's part of the natural human state. So cultivate that feeling of love. And then things like motivation and excitement and stuff, they can follow. You can bring them in. But you can cultivate a feeling of love. Friends, family, mentors. Cultivate that feeling of love. Sit in that feeling of love. And then you start to see some magic happen. When you do things from a place of love, things like motivation, excitement, they start to attract. Your mind is magnetized to these other feelings when you start with love. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to share this video with you today. And, if you're like me, 4 or 5 years ago, so I had that obsession with motivation. It's an acceptance of, really the truth is, it's habits, routines, and rituals that will get you to your goals, and bringing it back to a state of love, as and when you can, and a love for yourself, love for other people, love for your family, love for people you've never met, love for people that you'd love to help, and really take responsibility for that feeling. And you can see how much more relaxed my face is, right, as I talk about this compared with motivation. So I want to share this idea with you. And as always, guys, you don't need to take on any of these ideas just because some guy in your smartphone or on your computer screen said to. anything that resonates with you, implement it into your lifestyle, think a little bit more about it, write it down, see how it could work for you. And if not, thank you for watching anyway, right? Lots of you have jumped on live, seen lots of you watching over the last 20 minutes, however long it's been. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much. Have an incredible Friday. Absolutely nail September and do it from a place of love and allow motivation to move through you and take advantage of it when it does. See you soon, my friends. Take care.